The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Woo. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Woo.
Sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way.
'Tis the season, Dan.
There are way too many third and longs being converted in football.
Almost like it's like easy.
And when I say that, I mean like I'm not saying 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 11. I'm saying 3rd and 19, 3rd and 22. Ole Miss converted a bunch of third and longs, especially early. They had a 3rd and was it 19, I believe. And then yesterday, the LA Rams were about to do the unthinkable and rally back from a, dare I say, 28-3 deficit.
Oh.
Sorry, Falcon fans. And Josh Allen was staring at a 3rd and, I believe, 22 and hit Cole Beasley over the middle for about 19 yards, and there was nobody around him, so he fell forward for 3 more and a first down.
No, wait. So you're telling me, Dan,
Yes.
in football,
Yes.
on a 3rd and long situation, you are
Yes.
actually allowed to run a play that goes beyond the first down marker?
You can
don't
do
run
that.
like a little 2-yard dump off?
Don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that.
You can sling
I thought
it.
them's was the rules.
That's only Dems when you're watching bad teams. Them's the rules. When good teams, they go for it, and that's what Buffalo did. It was do or die time, and Josh Allen, Jeff Prosser's favorite quarterback,
Loves him.
now with a 71% completion percentage.
Yeah, it looks
Jeff.
good. Yeah, it looks
4
good.
touchdowns, ran for another.
He likes to sort of watch Josh Allen and sort of daydream about Trey Lance.
He does. He lets himself go as he starts thinking about Trey Lance, or perhaps making a deal for Easton Stick.
The stick man.
He's willing to trade with the Chargers for Easton Stick, who was ready to go in yesterday, but the Chargers thought so little of Easton that they called a timeout and then got Herbert back in the game. But yeah, what a game! And hey, Rams. First off, stop complaining about the ticky-tack PI because it was a ticky-tack PI, but nonetheless, the guy was, engaged with the receiver. But I go back to the 3rd and 22. Don't let him get the 3rd and 22 then, Still, the Rams are a good team this year. They're hungry again,
I don't like that.
I don't either. It's
I'm
unfortunate.
not sure about that. There's some percolation can occur in that.
You're not
locker
sold
room.
on the Rams yet?
No, I think their talent is good, but
Yeah.
don't start losing because I can tell you the guy that you paid the most money there, he will not be a steadying influence. He won't make you better.
There's always a little bit of joy when
He got burned a couple
trash
times yesterday.
quarterback who beat him up there when he was with the Jags. He's now 0-2 against him.
Well,
but the trash quarterback did take the high road and say, "Hey, he's a great competitor."
before the game.
And after the game as well, was asked about
He
it.
said he went from trash to talented, which you don't really do that. You were never trash, dumb A.
But the
You
Buffalo
don't go from trash to talented. You were talented all along. You're just an awful talent evaluator.
But the Buffalo Bills are 3-0. The New England Patriots with a nice win as well over the Vegas Raiders to get to 2-1. And those two teams look like they'll be the elite. The Steelers are 3-0. The Titans have won their 3 games by a combined, 6 points? If you go back and look at the Titans, 1-point win, 2-point win, 3-point win, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? The Tennessee Titans, who, sometimes when you lose, that losing permeates, and the Vikings lost a game that they probably shouldn't have lost yesterday. And you know what? Tip of the cap to Steven Gostkowski, who looked like he was going to get shown the bus from Denver, and went 6 for 6 yesterday, including a 55-yarder to put the Titans up. Colts won as well, so the Jags now cemented in 3rd, and the Texans are 0-3, and they're going to have to dig out of a hole again. And they've got a couple, I think, winnable games coming up, but then they have 2 more tough ones. So Houston's going to have their hands full at 0-3. So, and then you start looking at the bad teams. Who's the worst team in the NFL? Is it the Jets or is it the Giants? Because the Giants lost to a team yesterday. The Giants lost to a team yesterday that basically was missing half its roster, a backup quarterback, and they destroyed the Giants. And Daniel Jones is sort of regressing and already in year 2, and oh boy, it's a mess up there. And
Darnold
in the Big
is
Apple.
well. They Jones. The verdict is out at least.
Yeah.
Darnold is
The verdict is in.
yeah. He's a bust.
He's not good.
His passer rating 70, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we already
This is
know
year
he's
3,
ghost.
right?
Yeah, he's a bust.
Yeah.
They blew it. They
Yeah.
spent the number 1 pick on a quarterback and we've been talking that lately we've had pretty good track records,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
leave it to the Jets to get the to be the one to get the
Well,
wrong
it's going to
one.
be Rosen was in that class.
Yeah, that was not a good class. That was Josh Allen. It's going to
Darnold
be the
was
star
in
of
that
it.
class.
Allen was
Lamar,
the pick.
Lamar is the star.
Well, Lamar too.
Lamar
Yeah.
is the star.
But he
was the
wasn't-
fifth. No, I know, but
Yeah.
they talked about the 4. They didn't
Yeah.
even talk about Lamar.
That's fair.
That shows you how bad it is.
Who
is
was
my
the
point.
4th?
Huh?
Who was the 4th?
It's
Haskins?
no, Cleveland guy, Mayfield.
Baker went 1 in that draft, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, none of those guys were anything special.
Josh Allen might be special, and Lamar is special, and those are your 2. It looks like those are the 2 in the draft. I tell you what, I watched the end of the Eagles-Bengals game. My God, that set football back 50 years. Doug Peterson is at like the 50-yard line, and he's so scared of Carson Wentz right now. He's running the ball and hoping that his kicker, Elliott, can hit like a 59-yarder to win it. And then, lo and behold, they go out there to kick it, and they move, and so they got to go back to 64 with like 15 seconds left, so they punt and Cincinnati and settle for the tie. And that's what we have, a tie between the Eagles and the Bengals.
Well, people say that, but I mean, the Eagles tried to get it down there and score. I mean, and
Dude, they had
convert.
plenty of time left, and they sat there and ran the football from like the 50.
It was.
You got to throw the ball.
It was. They did, and the guy dropped it. He threw a slant on 3rd and 9 with with no timeouts.
Just to get him 3 yards closer.
Well, not 3. It's about 8 yards closer, but nonetheless, I mean, I think what
it
they
was
thought
horrible.
Well, if they don't, you have to execute. And the Eagles have something else that's horrible. While everyone grips about Carson Wentz and his performance, tell me another player on that team right now running routes, running the football. They're terrible. The line is beat up, and the talent right now is just way behind what they're used to.
Well, the Eagles are dead.
I would think.
I don't think they're coming
Yeah,
back.
I would think, because it's the same thing now for the last couple of years. They get so injured, and then Wentz doesn't play well. You're done. He's not playing well either.
He's not playing well at all. This guy was an MVP candidate a couple years ago. He is the Jeff. You're ripping Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold has a 7-point higher rating than Carson Wentz.
We're ripping, yeah, and Sam Darnold is still a bust, and Carson Wentz is the furthest thing from a bust that you could have. Through 3 games of 2020, okay, he's worse than Sam Darnold, but, I mean, Wentz has been terrific, and he's a good quarterback, and his team is terrible right now. I don't.
He's not a good quarterback right now.
He's played 3 games, Dan. His whole career he's been great. Why suddenly he's forgotten how to play? It's got to be other factors, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
But he's got the same coaches. I mean, okay, the receiver's got Zach Ertz.
That's it.
He's got the Sanders kid at running back.
Who's played, missed the first game, and who, by the way, is just a guy.
Yeah.
Look, Alshon Jeffrey is probably the most underrated player in the league. Whenever that guy plays, his team wins. And when he doesn't play, they don't. And you never really think about him when he's missing because he doesn't strike you as a difference maker. But I bet you if you look at the Bears record and then the Eagles record when Alshon Jeffrey plays versus Dutton, what a difference it makes. Their receiving group is terrible.
Well,
who do they have? Greg Ward, dude.
Who does Aaron Rodgers have?
Is Carson Wentz like a 3-time MVP? He's not Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, well, who is he? You talk about it. I don't think he's that good, is what I'm telling you. I don't know that he's going to rebound.
I would love to just table this one, and we'll talk in 3 years. I think Carson Wentz is fine. I think he's gone through injuries. I think his team's terrible.
2023.
Yeah, whatever standard you want to measure him against.
2023, put it down.
Yeah, I don't know if this year it will show up.
Yeah.
But I promise you right now, if you're a team that can somehow convince the Eagles to send you Carson Wentz for a first-rounder, I'd say do it.
In 3 years, we arbitrarily decided by quickie poll, is Carson Wentz good?
I like it. He's been terrible. He's been terrible for these first 3 games. He got rescued a couple times by Foles, and I don't know how good he is. I really don't.
Well, I mean, he didn't really get rescued by Foles. He was doing great.
Like 5-7 one year, and he got hurt, and Foles went in and won last 4 games and got him into the postseason and won a game, right?
And then what happened?
And then
we don't want to talk about it.
Came to Jacksonville, and then did nothing, and then threw 5 touchdown passes in a quarter yesterday. Does that mean we didn't use him right?
Maybe. And Rodgers does have Devontae Adams, by the way. He's one of the top 3 receivers.
He didn't play last night. They scored 37 points.
But he has him.
Mercedes, he's thrown 2 touchdown passes to a first-round pick in his entire career. Both to Mercedes Lewis, noted pass catcher.
Another one last night.
Doubled it up.
It was the attack of the former Jags yesterday. Ngakoue had a strip sack. Foles had a win.
Why are we doing this?
Robinson went crazy.
Why?
Tayshaun Gibson had an interception to seal the game.
Yeah.
And Mercedes scored last night. I know, Alan Lazard, who apparently wasn't good enough to beat out Rashad Green when we had him.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that's what the Brain Trust did here. They stuck Lazard on the practice squad. 3 years later, he's like all-pro level, and we kept Rashad Green. Yeah, that's our guys. That's how in tune.
I tell you, a guy. I wonder if he's ever going to get a chance, or is he just one of those great relief pitchers? Is that Mullins kid out in San Fran? Seems like every time he goes and fills in, he throws for 300 yards.
Mullins.
Yeah.
Well,
is he just a relief guy? Though?
No. His first game he does. But if you look back on that year, he came in, he had that big game on Monday Night Football, and by the time he went out, he was back down to just an average quarterback.
He was?
Yeah.
He wasn't average yesterday, was he?
Well, he played the Giants, so no, he wasn't.
But
average.
he threw for 343 yards.
Yeah, and
who are his receivers?
Right, that doesn't have a ton.
Right, they're all hurt. Right,
there was a lot. Just going to delve into the gambling side of things here.
Okay,
there was a lot of foolish money on the Giants yesterday. I saw on some Twitter
foolish money.
A guy on Twitter put $500,000 on the Giants +4. Hick.
Oh, dear.
That's $500,000.
Well, I mean,
that's a professional gambler. All the money was on the Giants. They all said Giants. I don't know why you would put money on an 0-2 Giants team, but they did. Or they 1-1. I can't keep up with the Giants.
Speaking of the Giants, did you see the fun fact posted about them yesterday on Twitter?
What's that?
You remember the infamous boat photo?
Yeah, they're like 12-40 since
12-40 since that photo.
What, did I nail the record?
Yeah.
I'm on a boat.
Says the boat photo.
Yeah.
Since they all went down to the Bahamas
to celebrate
before the playoffs or something.
Killing it.
I'd have to see who was on the boat because I know
they're all gone.
Yeah, right. That's probably why you got rid of all your good boat guys.
The boat guys should have stayed.
You had all your good players on a boat. You let them go. I'm on a boat.
Well, I'm looking back at Nick Mullins here. He wasn't as.
But he fell off from being that superstar 110 rating guy. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, he threw for 322 in his 5th start. 332. He threw for 414 in his 4th start, and they won 3 games and he lost 5. He was 3-5 as a starter in 2018.
What was his overall rating? Because I'm getting the highlights. I think there was some low.
90.
Yeah, which is good.
I'm just wondering if he's. I'm asking the question. I don't know enough about him.
I think he's a good backup quarterback.
He's a really good backup quarterback because he does what a backup quarterback's supposed
I'd have to look. This would be a better conversation if they played someone yesterday. So it's hard to know for sure. Although they are down a lot, and then they lost more guys yesterday. Boy, nobody's been harder hit by injuries than the Niners.
Yeah, I give. I'm slow to credit Shanny, but he's done it. That's a good job of coaching yesterday. I mean, think about it. They flew across the country. They beat the Jets. They lost everybody. They went down to Greenbrier for the week, and he got
some blackjack in at least probably.
Whatever he did, he got them together, and they were able to come back and find a way to get another victory and go back home with a couple dubs under their belt. So that was good. Kyler Murray came screaming back to earth yesterday. He was not very good.
Yeah, that surprised me.
He threw 3 picks and did not look good in watching him at all, I thought. Akuda got one of those interceptions.
I'm going to ask you a question.
He also juked Akuda out of his shoes on one,
He did.
If a player...
Yes, sir.
Just real quick, Rob, I got a baseball question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about the playoffs a little bit. Maybe we'll wait till tomorrow and digest all the weekend football. But if a guy
yes, sir,
is number 1 in his league in homers, number 1 in his league in RBIs, and number 3 in his league in batting average, shouldn't he be the MVP? if he played every
1,
game.
and 3.
If he's first in home runs.
I mean, I don't know what the other candidates are, but that was
Is he on a good team?
He's certainly a candidate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Is he on a good team?
Yeah, he's on a good team.
Okay.
Now he has another player on his team who's also very good, who's a top 3 level in those. But really, despite all the heartfelt feelings for this player, this guy has had a better year. Marcell Ozuna leads the National League in homers, leads the National League in RBIs by 4, and is hitting in his third in average, and he's a whole 3 points behind Freeman. I guess what I'm saying is Marcell Ozuna's had a better year than Freddie Freeman. But I feel Freddie Freeman's going to win. Don't you think Freeman's winning the MVP the way it's settled out here?
Yeah.
It feels like that. And I want him to win, and it'd be great if he does, but I kind of feel for Marcell Ozuna, who quite frankly has been just as if not more important and has had just as good a year. And I don't think people even have a clue that Ozuna has been as good as he is. It's to the point where I really feel like with Acuna, Ozuna, and Freeman, I feel a lot better about the Braves going into this postseason than any since we had Smoltz, Maddox, and Glavine. Now, that being said, I fully expect the Braves to lose their first series against the Reds, and I will only be happy and pleasantly surprised if they do. Because Trevor Bauer will come in on Wednesday at high noon and, twirl about 2 hits through 8 innings. And Fried will be great, but lose 1-0. And then we'll have all the pressure of losing to the 7th-seeded Redlegs.
You're not
Yeah.
the one team you didn't want to get?
I don't really care. I'd be saying that about anyone. I really wanted the Marlins. They're terrible. But
Cubs get the Marlins.
Yeah, the Cubs get the Marlins.
2003
and the
revenge
Marlins
tour.
suck. I mean, they do.
No Bartman
It's
here to
true.
bail you
I
out
mean,
now, chump.
I think
I said it all year.
Yeah, no, but you were wrong. Now we're playoff suck. All right. They made the playoffs, so they don't suck as a baseball team. But in this playoff field,
The Marlins
they're the worst
suck.
team.
Quote,
Yeah, playoff suck.
Dan Hicken,
Yeah,
the Marlins aren't that good. Jeff Prosser, the Marlins suck. You were wrong.
correct. Well,
You guys try to figure out that logic.
That was a back
I
and
have
forth.
no idea
No, there was a
what
back
he's
and
saying.
forth. That was a back and forth.
I have no idea what points he's trying to make, ladies and gentlemen. You guys try to figure it out.
I tried to clarify. From the playoff suck. Of the teams in the playoffs, they're, to me, the worst in the National League. You had them as the worst team in all of baseball. That's what I mean.
Didn't. I never did.
That's the disparity.
I never had him as the
Well,
worst team
in that group, though, as a no-chance team.
Wolverine.
Which we all did, probably, when
Project
season started.
Wolverine is working. I don't know that it's working. I'm still not sold
No,
on it.
nor should you be. In a
Shout out to
short
Jeets.
season, though, it was.
Huh?
Shout out to Jeets.
Yeah. It just further illustrates and got. Oh yeah, we got it. We got to run. Let's do caller. What do we got, Beef?
What are we doing? What caller?
Caller number 3 at
Caller number
641-1010. What are we giving
3, going to go home with a $25 gift certificate to Winn-Dixie.
out? Winn-Dixie.
Score more savings in the Winn-Dixie app. Download today for winning deals, your mystery bonus points multiplier coupons, and more. Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Be caller 3 right now, 641-1010.